So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap over all of the bits I need from the old beam and put them onto the new one. So we've got everything swapped over from the old axle over to this nice new one, including the new bushes on the top. So it's going to have new bushes all over, which is nice. We're going to reuse the old brakes and bearings, and I've also made some brake lines for both sides. The old brake lines, well, you know the story there. So that's nice and shiny and new. Now all we need to do is just slide it back underneath, align the bolt holes and bolt it up. It's easier to make sense of this part once it's already fitted. The top of the shock absorber in there, you just put the bolt in, put the bolt through and put the nut on, and then you gradually raise the arm with the jack until you can slide in the bottom bolt. A very simple process, and then just do this on the other side and then tighten them both up. A couple of extra bits of information. You will need to turn this little bolt here to undo this little bracket here. Yours may be completely seized, so you just have to keep trying it. These can be a bit of a pain, if I'm honest. Once it's done, the spare tyre will just drop down and out of the way, and then you can put your bolt in the top here. So this is for the top of the shock absorber on the offside, and you'll never get the bolt in there with the spare tyre in the way, so that's got to come down. Anyway, that's in now, so we'll bolt up the shock absorber on this side as well. So while we're on the topic of that rear shock absorber, you will need a 14mm hex key to hold the one side of it while you undo the other side. So I'll just fit this side now. So 24mm this side. Not tightening up all the way just yet. There we go. time to refit our drum brakes. I think I've lost one of the bolts for this, which is irritating. I'll have a quick look around. If I can't find one, I'll just grab one out of my bucket of spares. Put a bit of the old blue thread lock on these. You don't want them coming loose on you. Before I snug these all the way down, I need to go and find myself the other bolt. So a lot of this stuff is just going to be, you know, putting things back as you took them off earlier. So I've reassembled the brakes now I'm bleeding them. What I tend to do is gravity bleed it for a while. So I just keep the master cylinder topped off, and then I just keep pumping the brakes with both bleeders completely open. Once I start getting some fluid through, then I close both bleeders, and then I'll pump the pedal a few times, wedge it down, crack open one bleeder and let some fluid out until I've got all the air out, and that tends to do it quite nicely for me. So once we start getting clear fluid out of here with no bubbles in it, then we're good. These little bleed nipples, by the way, are 8mm, but as you can see, once they rust away, you get a little bit of movement on it before they actually break loose or do up. So go gentle, because it's really easy to round them.